Okay, so we're going to look at tangent law, which is far less known than cosine law and sine law. Um, Here's our triangle. So if we're going to name our triangle, our uppercase letters are our angles, and our lowercase letters are our sides, and they're opposite of their angles. So here's our angle A, and side A is opposite of that. So here's our tangent law. Tangent law states that side A subtract side B divided by side A plus side B is equal to tan of 1/2 angle A minus angle B divided by tan of 1/2 times angle A plus angle B. So again, far less known than sine, law, and cosine, and probably a little harder to calculate, but it can be done. So in this example, we're going to go through tangent law to find an angle. Okay, so we're going to find an angle. So our example down here, we're given the requirements to find an angle. And in order to find an angle with tangent law, we need a side, an angle, and a side. So a contained angle. And usually we would use cosine law to help us find a side in this case. And then once you have the three sides, you can either use sine law or cosine law again to find another angle. And once you know two angles, you know three angles. So we need a side, angle, side to solve for an unknown angle in this case. So we're going to set this up. And really, we need to name our sides our A and our B. So here's our A, which makes this angle A. This is our side. We'll make it B in this case, even though in the upper example it's not. This will be our angle B. And then this would be our C. And if you notice in our formula, that's not giving us a lot of information, because they want specifically, we have the side A and side B, but we don't have either the angle A or angle B. So this is going to be interesting the way we go about solving this. So let's put down our values here. Side A is 10, so we have 10. Subtract side B is our 20 in this case, divided by side A, which is 10 again, and plus 20. And that's really the only info we have thus far. 10 of a half of. Now I'm going to write this in A minus B, and even though we don't have a value for A plus B, we can actually figure out what the two of them are together. And we'll go about figuring out why we can do that. Because we have one of the angles here, okay, so a half of. So we know that, and we'll write the angles out, that angle A plus angle B plus angle C all equal 180 degrees, right? And we know that angle C is 40 in this case. So we can kind of go ahead and plug that in. So we have A plus B plus 40 is equal to 180. Okay? Well, that means when we bring 40 to the other side, we come subtract 40. That means A plus B is equal to 140. So we know what the combination of those two angles are together, so we can plug that in for our A and B. So we have 140 in this case. Okay, so we'll go simplify our sides. This becomes negative 10 over 30 is equal to 10. We still don't know our half A minus B, all divided by, and we can actually equate this. This is a half times 140 is 70, so we're looking for tan of 70. Here we go, 1 degrees, great. So we have our 70. Tan is equal to 2.747. Okay, so 2.747. And we're going to isolate our tan on this side. So we're going to just use simple algebra to isolate for our A minus B. So we would bring our 2.47 or 0.747 to the other side. We'd multiply when we do that. So this becomes negative a third multiplied by that number. So we're just going to keep it in the calculator. That number times bracket 1 divided by 3 end bracket equals, and again, because we're multiplying by a negative, we know that this value here we got will be a negative, so it's going to be negative 0.915, so negative 0.915 is equal to tan a half A minus B. Okay, to bring tan to the other side, we use its inverse. So we do inverse tan of this value here. So luckily it's already in our calculator, so we'll jump through again. Second function, or shift, tan inverse of that is 42.48. So we have 42.48 is equal to 1/2 times a minus b. Okay. When you bring 1/2 to the other side of the equation, it's the same idea as multiplying by 2. So we're going to multiply that value by 2. Here we go. Times 2 equals 84.968. 84.968 is equal to a minus b. Okay. Now this is where we're going to use some substitution, or specifically we'll use elimination to figure out our a and our b. We have this information over here. A plus b is equal to 140, and a minus b is equal to 84.96. So we're going to set this up like an elimination question when you have linear functions. So let's say a plus b is equal to 140, and a minus b is equal to 84.968. In an elimination type question, we're going to try to eliminate one of the unknown variables here. So we're going to add these two together. And when we add these two equations together, we're going to get 2a. The b's will cancel out, is equal to, and we have to add these values. So our 84 plus 140 equals 224.96. So 224.968. And which means we are going to divide. When we bring 2 over, we'll divide by 2. A will equal, divided by 2, 112.48, so we'll say 112.5. Okay, so that means angle A is that in degrees, which is great because we can now find angle B because we have 2 of them. So A plus, we have the value of A, 112.5 plus angle B plus our 40 degrees for C is equal to 180. We take 180 and subtract all of those. We'll get B is equal to, we'll put it in our calculator here, 180, subtract 40, we already know that, subtract 112.5 equals 27.5. So our angle B is 27.5 degrees. There you have it. So that's how we use tangent law to solve for an angle specifically.